Hi, Chris Kuzmal here. Now we're going to talk about how to do the splice out method, which is a helper method in support of deletion. When you splice out a node, it is going to be a node that has fewer than two children. That means it can be a leaf node, a node with no children, or a node, of course, with one child. In the example tree we see here, nodes that are circled in red, that is to say nodes with key values 8, 6, 5, 13, 14, and 99, each are candidates for doing splicing out. To splice out a node, we're going to look at the left child, and uh, we're going to create a variable called child, and first look at the left child. If it's null, whatever, we set that to be our variable child. Now, if that is null, then we're going to look at the right child and set the child to the right child. And so since there's only one possible child, the child will initially be possibly null. And if it's null, then it's set to the right child, which might still have it be null. And that's exactly what we have here. We have the child variable point to the right child of node 13, which is the example node that we're deleting. And then we set the left child of the parent of the node we're deleting to be the value associated with child. And then node 13 is no longer pointed to. We do need to have the parent of the former child of the deleted node or spliced out node be reset to be the node that was the parent of the node that was spliced out. And this completes the splice out method. Now, if I splice out the root, I would just replace it with the child. So the 15 just moves over there. And that's all I have to do there. If I want to look at the code, the splice out method takes that variable node that is going to be splicing out. It establishes the child and the parent for the node. Note that this is the left child, but if that left child is null, then we set it to the right child. And so by the time we reach line 104, the child is either null or it's the one child of node A. Now, we actually had a bug in another video, which I probably won't have around anymore, but for some of the code that you might see or have seen at certain points in time, we did have line 106. If the child isn't null, we need to set the parent of the child to be the parent of the node that's being spliced out. Meanwhile, if the parent is null, then we're going to set the root to be what the child is. This is essentially the situation in which the node that's being spliced out is the root. And finally, if that node isn't the root, if the node being spliced out isn't the root, then we need to establish whether or not A is the left child or the right child of its parent, and then either set the right child of the parent to be the child or the left child of the parent to be the child, or set what was our child to be the appropriate left or right child of what was our parent. And that completes how you do the splice out method.